All right, so I'm here. I'm going to go over a few different ways that you can glaze pots, some different techniques you can do, and the checklist of things that you need to make sure happen. So glazing is the final working step in the process. You've taken raw clay, you've shaped it, you formed it, it's become greenware. It's been fired in the kiln to, we fired a cone 06 and becomes bisqueware. So you have things that look like this, and you're going to add glaze to it, and then it's going to they're going to be kind of powdery. And once that all happens, they get refired. The glaze reacts with the heat. It's a chemical reaction. It sort of melts like glass, and then leaves a nice shiny purpose. The clay fully vitrifies at around 2200 degrees. Cone 6 is what we fire to. And you get a usable piece, we hope. However, there are some things that you need to make sure that happen or don't happen so that your piece comes through intact and functional. One thing that you really need to make sure doesn't happen is glaze should not go on the bottom of a piece. There should be no glaze on the bottom, because if there is, or if there's too much glaze, or if the glaze is too runny, it can melt, flow down the side of the pot. You can see that the glaze was quite runny. This glaze runs a lot. And then it melts, attaches itself to the kiln shelf, sticks to the kiln shelf, gets stuck, your piece breaks, the kiln shelf breaks, shards of sharp stuff are on the kiln shelf. That needs work, this needs work, or this is gone, rubbish. And like you lose all that beautiful work and the time that you spent on it. So you really need to make sure you do things properly, so that you have a good piece at the end of it. So I'm going to go over dipping / pouring, brushing, and then I'm going to talk about wax resist a little bit. So first one that's up is going to be, let's do dipping first.